Hello viewers, we are going to show you how to control clinic gate. First of all, if you own a hospital or you own a clinic, this is the best software for you to use. First, you have to go to masters and you find the clinic data, treatments, doctors and staff, insurance, providers, suppliers, referrers, expenses category, product category, products, disease, vaccination, lab tests, specialties, ethnic, and then access right. This is the configuration area. So if you want to configure the software, this is where you have to come and configure it. You have to come to the treatment, and then the treatment interface opens for you, and this is where you have to enter all your treatments. For example, admitted, and then the price that you charge, and then if the admitted deals or have a link with the insurance price, you have to come to your insurance and then select your insurance company that you deal with, and then you pick the price and enter, or it based on percentage. And after that you have to select a provider. If the admitted or the insurance deal with the provider, you have to select the provider, or you can choose to deal with cash and carry, and then you select the specialties that the admitted links to. Okay, then we move to masters again. We come to hospital data. The hospital data also let you enter your hospital name, your company addresses, and your email, and your country, your state, and then your city. This is where you can put all your information so that it will appear on your invoice. Then we come to the company logo. This is where you can upload your logo. Here we can click upload, and then the system will locate where you keep your logos, and then you double click on it, and then your logo change. We have taxes that deals with the country. Should in case maybe you have two charges on taxes, you can put them here, and then the name will be placed here. We have the numbering. The numbering also deal with auto numbering in terms of invoicing, in terms of patients registration records. Should in case you want the system to generate manually, then you choose manually on your own. If you want the system to generate automatically, you pick automatically. Okay, then we come to masters again. We have doctors and staff as to who will use the system, the staff that will log on to the system, and then the doctors. This is where you key in all their information. For example, we have the doctor, let's say Dr. Roberts Fox, the time that the doctor have to report at the hospital and the closing time, and then break time. You put the day, the time there, and then we have weekday off. Which day do you think, or do you which day do you think the doctor it will be off? Let's say it will be off from the hospital. You select it. This will alert the system, should in case the doctor will be around and try to log on to the system will not accept the log on. Okay, then we go to holidays. We can put in all your holidays that for the year, the holidays within the year. You can put it here so that it will take effect on the software. Without wasting much time, this is the insurance. You have to enter all your insurance here. Your providers, you have to enter them here, and then your suppliers, those who supply you, let's say medical suppliers like drugs and other things. Referrers, you put in all your referrers here. Expenses category, the expenses category also is here, depending the type of expenses that you do. Here, this is drugs. We pay on drugs, pharmacy, stationaries, medical supplies, and all other stuff. You can put in every expenses that you do here. We come to product category. The product category also based on drugs, the type of product that you used to buy at your hospital. You can put them here. Then we come to product itself, the type of product also that you buy. So this interface also gives you the type of product. So when I come to product category, I can pick, let's say, drugs, and then the drop down also selects the if it is drugs, what type of drug am I going for? Let's say caps, tabs, cream, tablets. So if I pick tablets, then I enter the dosage, then the reorder limit here, and then the product name here, the generic, the strength, the pack size, the unit price, and then the retail price. And then the system will ask you the manufacturer of that product and then the supplier of that product. When you finish, you save. So this is where we enter the products. Okay, viewers, let's continue. We've come to patient's medical records again, and then we will continue from here. This is where the patient's medical records looks like. So when you come to patient's medical records, you click on one of the patients and see how the patient's medical records looks like. Here you can input their title, the first name, middle name, last name, and this number automatically generator is a patient's records number. And then we have the sex, date of birth alert system. This software comes with the date of birth alert, which will alert you should in case a patient is having the birthday, or the patient's birthday is today. When you open the software, automatically it will show you. We have the marital status, we have the insurance. Should in case the patient is holding an insurance company card, you click on that insurance company and then you enter the insurance number, the patient's phone numbers, address, dates, that's the where. Should in case you have the based on the country and in the state, we have nationality, the referrer. There are some more. This is the disease that the patients brought, and then the ethnic group, the medication provider, and the doctor who is taking care of the patients. When you finish, you save, and then it will add up to the patient's medical records. This records too, you can choose to print out the patient's medical records to see, should in case you want to print it out to see how it looks like, or if you want to attach it with any records, you click on it and it will generate nicely for you. Okay, sorry for viewers, my computer is very slow, and then yes, it pop-ups. I have uploaded a whole lot of information on it, so it's running very slow. So here you looks like I haven't put in a lot of information, that's why it looks like this. Okay, so as soon as they finish preparing the records, you come to the patient's medical records. The patient's medical records is whereby they will take their temperature. You pick the patients, you select the doctor the patient is going to see, you pick the weight, temperature, the BP, the height, and all this information. That's the PPs, systolic, and then the pulse, and then the blood group, and then the complaints, test conducts, results, test, treatment, and all this stuff. And then we have the diagnosis. When you finish, you save. So when you save, then the next record is that you can pick the vaccination, the lab test, and then the doctor also will log on here and then put the description here. So this is the product. Maybe the doctor will be adding a prescription and then write something, and then the doctor will save, and then from there the patient can upload, or the X-ray department also can upload the picture for the patient, should in case they want to view the X-ray photo. The doctor can view automatically from anywhere. Okay, From there, the patients have to go to the pharmacies to collect the drugs. So this is the dispense, and this is where we do the purchase of drugs. This is where we do purchase of drugs. The supplier, the product you are buying, and then the staff who is making the order, and the quantity, and then the unit price. Okay, and then when you make purchases, and this is where the dispense also is, the patients will come for the drug. You select the patient, the doctor, the product the patient is coming for, the quantity you give to the patient, and then the total drops up here. So if the patient is holding an, let's say, an X-ray, is holding an let's say national health insurance card, it will not charge the patient, or it will charge the patient, but it will base on a percentage. So maybe the NHI covers, let's say, part of the let's say the drugs, and then the other part, maybe the patient will pay for it. Okay, and this is where we have appointment for the patients. We can book an appointment for them should in case the doctor want them to come back for checkup. You just click on it, and then you select the patient, and then you book an appointment, the date the patient have to come back, and then the time and a short note for it. Then you save. Okay, then we have follow up for those patients at home that you are taking care of them. You select an appointment date that you have to go and visit the patient in a short note. All this appointment and then the follow up in the event, when you open up the software, it will pop up and show you alert system that you have to go and visit this particular patient. Okay, we have invoices that you have to give to the patients, so in case in terms of services you have to select the patients, and then you select the payment method, cash or health insurance if it cover. Then you select the type of treatment you give to the person, and then the payment also will be here, and then you save. As soon as you save, you can print an invoice for the patient nicely. So this is how the invoice will looks like, so in case you want to print it. If I click on this place, print invoice, you can even print a receipt for them. Okay, you can even print a receipt for them. So this software is easy to use. It doesn't give problems. It can control your hospital or your clinic easy and flexible. All that you need to do is to prepare your server, and then you can use it for multi-user base. Look at the invoice. This is how the invoice or the receipt, you can print it for your patient nicely. Okay, we have expenses that maybe if you want to enter some expenses, this is where you come and enter your expenses. We have the miscellaneous, the payroll expenses, utility. So the type of expenses that you want to do, let's say I want to pay for some drugs, I'll click on the drugs, select the supplier who gave it to me, and then the payment method, I gave the person cash, and I select the employee who did it, that's the accounts department, and then the unit for it, is it 1, and then the unit price is going for it, and then how much am I paying? Am I paying 2 cedis? That tells you it will remain the extra 21 cedis balance. Then I save. That is my expenses, and that expenses will have a link with my profit and loss. So if every week or every quarterly or every month I want to print out and see my profit and loss, I'll come here and then print it. If one need this software, you can email me or can call me direct on my number that you found it on your screen. So you can give me a call so that we talk about it. So this is Clinic Gate. It's not, let's say, it's not a software that you stress yourself on it. It's nice software and you can use. The one who is studying the tutorials can easily do all this information that I talk about it here, like especially the access right. You enter all the stuff that you want them to join the software, and you will tell them what they can do, what they cannot do in the system. Thank you very much for watching part 1 of our Clinic Gate tutorials. Thank you.